Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It is December 13th, 2024. Looking at dry conditions on Castle Peak, but that's about to change with this next big system coming through. And if you're still enjoying this broadcast, we ask you to do a one-time donation or even better, a sustaining membership of a monthly donation. Looking at the weekend update today, it's just going to be mostly cloudy, highs in the upper 30s. Still got that shortwave trough below us kicking in some clouds, but tomorrow is when the snow is going to start a little before sunset and crank through the day with a couple different fronts coming through, which I'll explain in a little bit. But the winds will kick up throughout the day, gusts up to 35 miles per hour in the mountains from the southwest. And then it's going to be relatively quick hitting events, less than 24 hours. And snow showers will linger on Sunday with some gradual clearing. All right, let's get into it. So this morning we are starting out with pretty warm temperatures. Wood River Valley is in the upper 20s. The Stanley Valley is in the mid 20s. That overnight cloud cover helps quite a bit with keeping in that warmer air. And looking at that low over on the right here, that is feeding in those clouds today. And the next one that's off the coastline here. And this is kind of a different view than I normally show, the satellite view, but this is mid-level water vapor. So all these blue hues are water vapor in the atmosphere, and this is setting up as an AR2 event, an atmospheric river level 2. And there's a couple things that are going to be going on. We're going to have a warm front ahead of this low and then a cold front to finish it. So it's not too often that we have both of those things going on. And that's what's really going to kick up the snow amounts in the really impressive 1 to 2 foot range. So let's look at her. Just maybe some light snow that kind of already fell this morning. Mostly today we're looking at nothing happening. And then this evening it starts creeping in. So this band here is the warm front. Warmer air overriding cooler air. Warm fronts tend to have a longer duration compared to the cold fronts where we usually see. Usually these storm systems just come through as a cold front and it's kind of there and done. But this is going to snow all day tomorrow. You can see lots of nice moderate snowfall for all of Blaine County into the mountains and Stanley. This is going to be a southwest flow, so it's going to hit more of the southern reaches more than the Sawtooth, which has been kind of a change for the season. And then we're going to have a little bit of a break in the afternoon. And then we're going to have a cold front that's kind of going to be coming through tomorrow evening. You can kind of see this is the frontal boundary right here. Will be a little break and then some hard hitting, fast hitting snow before it starts to clear up Sunday morning. Looking at snow totals, this is for Saturday morning to the evening. You can see the Wood River Valley is going to get I think 4 to 6 inches I saw, including what we're going to get Friday night. So quite a bit of snow on the ground. The snow level or the freezing level is going to be right at valley floor, so it's going to be kind of wet and heavy. It's going to start out kind of around high 20s or low 30s and then kind of creep up throughout the day. So it's going to be getting more and more moist, sloppy. So keeping up with that snow removal might be good rather than doing it all at the end when it's going to be all wet and heavy. Baldy is going to be picking up 7 inches throughout the day, upwards of 19 inches by the end of the storm. And then you can see the mountains are going to be in the 8 to 12 inch range throughout the day. So pretty good dose with that warm front. And this is what we'll mostly see with the cold front. So not as high amounts because that's going to be just a fast moving front. but we'll see additional amounts in the valley floor and in the mountains in the 6 to 8 range in the mountains. Let's look at the storm totals. So this is through Sunday evening. In the valley floor, you can see 6 to 12 inches on the Wood River side. Really, that's like a lot of snow for us to be dealing with in the valley floor. Not as much in Stanley, 4 to 6. And around Galena Summit, 12 to 18 inches at the summit. And then we're looking at 18 to 24 inches across the high reaches of most of the mountain ranges. So the Pios are kind of more isolated, but we see that in the Smokies up into the western Sawtooth. So it's definitely going to be more of a South Valley storm. And not forgetting about Bogus Basin, you are going to be getting in the 12 to 18 range too, right over here. And the Boise Mountains are going to be picking up quite a bit of snow too. It's going to be a little warmer over there. All right, with all that said, we are going to, the Sawtooth Avalanche Center is going to be kicking off their daily forecast starting Saturday morning, just ahead of this expected snowfall. So be sure to check out the forecast. I'm assuming we're going to be going into the red, but we will see what happens with that. So like I said, this is going to be an atmospheric river, an AR2, and don't mind the background noise. Looking at the 500 millibar chart of what's going on, you can see that area of low pressure is going to be in Washington, kicking up all that warm, moist air in the form of that atmospheric river at Idaho. And then that low will track over us quickly through Sunday, and then have some cooler air behind it and some ridging going on. Hey Owen, can you please do that in the other room, please? Thank you. And then looking at how much water we're going to get out of this thing. So Sunday morning, or looking through Sunday morning, we're looking at over an inch of water in most places. The high reaches are pushing 2 inches, so anywhere from 3/4 of an inch, more like an inch in the valley floor to an inch and a half across most of the region. So this is going to be a big hitting storm. Pretty impressive here. And then if we change that over to how much snow we're going to get, let's look at that. So looking at snowfall amounts through Sunday evening, looking at about 20 inches in most places. The upper reaches are looking at close to 2 feet of snow. So quite a bit of snow. If you're still holding on through this broadcast, we're at 8 minutes already. It's going to go through the MVM one by one. So looking at Haley, this is in Haley, by the end of the storm Sunday morning, could have 1.2 inches of water and upwards of 12 inches of snow on the valley floor. Galena Summit hitting about the same amount of water, but we transfer that to upper elevations where it's cooler, and that's going to be about 19 inches of snow. Looking up in the Sawtooth, actually let me hit Titus, working my way north. Titus, a little upper elevation, 1.3, pushing 2 feet of snow in the upper reaches. That's going to be mixed with a lot of wind, so we're going to not only have a lot of water entering the snowpack, but winds with it as well. And then Bench is not as much, but still picking up a healthy inch of water with about 13 inches of snow. That would go up in elevation as you climb up into Lake Thompson and Williams Peak area. Probably can add another 5 inches on top of that. So pretty healthy dose. And not to leave out the ski areas, Baldy's going to be picking up 1.4 inches of water and 19 inches of snow, so that'll really help open more terrain up. And Bogus Basin is going to be getting hammered with the SWE 2.5 inches of water and about the same amount of snow as Sun Valley. So that's going to be kind of wet and heavy snow, but great building for the base. And Rotor Run, that's pretty much in this valley forecast with Haley. You can pick up a foot of snow, which is going to really help opening day, just about 8 days away. Winter solstice, go out to Rotor Run and help celebrate winter coming in. It's finally here after 3 weeks of high pressure. So, yeah, I'd say the phrase of the day is warm front.